Guys, we're about to do a video I never once thought we were going to do because it's about a knife I never thought I would like. And I owe a big portion of the knife community an apology. We're going to look at the Cold Steel Large Espada, and I'm absolutely amazed at what I've found on the little bit that I've carried it. So let's turn this around and take a look at that beast from above. Okay, first of all, those of you that for years have been telling me I needed to get one of these, I apologize. This is the Cold Steel Large Espada. Now, this is the more budget-friendly version. This one is the G10 and AUS 8 version. This is a post-GSM buyout, so this is a new one, and I got to say, I am absolutely amazed at how good this is. So I've been carrying this for about 3 days now. Typically, I do a first day in pockets, but I have not had the time to film, and I've just been amazed at this thing. So this is not an average pocket knife. So let's get some specs out of the way first, real quick. These are just the specs that I know. It is AUS 10. It is G10. It's in a triad lock. It is an ambidextrous carry because Cold Steel has been amazing about doing this for years. Clip point blade on this with a gorgeous, gorgeous stone wash. And it has, as always, one of Cold Steel's incredibly good thumb discs that they use on their larger knives as a wave style feature. Triad lock, one of the most incredibly strong locks on the market. It's textured G10. And this thing waves out of pocket insanely well. Now, the reason that this might look like a weird perspective is this knife is so big that I have to be able to get it on the mat cleanly for you guys to see. So we're going to do a couple knives for size comparison at this point. This is just kind of silly. So your first knife for size comparison is the Spyderco PM2. I mean, I don't even have to say anything. Let's just go ahead and move on to the next one, which is the Benchmade 940. This is just ridiculous. For those of you that are new to the channel, I do this. You guys, I can tell you that this is a very large, like over 12-inch knife all day, but now you have a size reference of something you may know. And this is one of the best knives in the knife industry. Let's get our final knife for size comparison. Christie Sebenza Large 21. A legendary knife in the knife industry, and if you know this knife, you know that this is just a beast. Now, I will get one more just so I can give you a perspective because I can tell you exactly the length of that knife, which is the Spyderco Military 2. Just for perspective, this is a 9¼ inch knife. So let's get this out of the way and we'll start talking about this monster here. All right, I can give you some specs because they're on the box that the knife came in, and just for clarity, this did not come from Cold Steel. This was purchased with my buddy's points on Blade HQ. I will put a purchase link down below. So you've got a blade of 5½ inches, 12¼ inches overall, 9.2 ounces. It is done in AUS 10. The handles are G10. We don't need the thickness and all that. Let's get that out of here. Oh, wait, there is something else in the box. So in the box, Cold Steel's done this for a long time. I just wanted to point this out. If you are left-handed and you want to carry this ambidextrous, because this is an ambidextrous style lock, the curvature of that pocket clip does not lend itself to just be flipped. There is a left-handed pocket clip in the box. So don't up and just throw away your box until you've gotten everything out of it that you need. So this thing is just absolutely insane. And it's insane for a couple reasons. Because I'll get some footage of it. When you put this in your pocket, this does not carry like you would expect it to. It is a heavier knife, but the weight is really balanced. What did they say it is? It's 9.2 ounces. So it's heavy. But for a big knife like this, it's not as heavy as it could be. And I have handled the large Espada with the micarta and steel bolsters and stuff, and it's heavier. And I didn't like that, and it wasn't comfortable. And I literally picked it up and was like, yep, not for me. This is not the same animal. This is a nice, thin, easy to carry knife, surprisingly. I'm going to tell you something that you might not believe. I put this in my pocket the day before yesterday, and I walked around, and I looked for this knife a little bit later, and I absolutely walked around the house looking for it and it was in my pocket the entire time because it rides so incredibly well for such a massive knife. I carried this where I was sitting in bleachers at a skating show, did not have a single problem. You can thumb roll this with that thumb disc very, very easily. You've got multiple grips. The thing about this is that it absolutely waves off the pocket like a dream. And like I said, it carries like a much smaller knife. In hand, this thing is ridiculously comfortable in hand. I'm very surprised at how comfortable this is. Cold Steel has made these knives for a long time. Lynn Thompson basically made all of his knives to be made for knife fighting and defensive purposes. So on this, you've got multiple grips. This little pistol grip area back here that you've got isn't just because the knife is so big. Well, that's part of it. But the fact is, I can grab it here, I can grab it here, I can grab it here. I can also grab it all the way back here in a pistol grip to give myself more distance from my target. Blade shape is brilliant. It is a brilliantly done clip point style blade with the uplifted tail. It narrows here like almost like a Bowie knife would, where it narrows down at the heel and then broadens up. You've got a lot of belly. The stone wash on this is absolutely gorgeous. Now, I had said in some previous videos that some of the post-GSM buyout knives, look at that font, it's just gorgeous. I had said that some of the post-GSM buyout Cold Steels I had gotten just did not have the level of sharpness that I had come to expect from Cold Steel. On this one, that is absolutely not the case. Now, I will say, I touched this just ever so slightly on a ceramic hone and then on a strop, just because it wasn't that it was sharp like that, but the edge was still a little coarser than I wanted. So I just kind of knocked a little bit of the coarseness of the edge off, but that is how sharp it came out of box. Let's get all this crap out of the way so we can get back into this. I am thoroughly impressed. Now, I have found that there's things that I think now I would have used this knife for in the past. Having grown up on a dairy farm, we had cattle and dairy farm. We fed cattle, we had to open feed bags and things like this. This would be perfect for something like this, for cutting baling twine on hay bales. It's a bigger knife. You can just pop them really easily, nice and snappy. For popping limbs off along a fence line so you don't up and blind your horse as you're walking across the fence line, so you can just knock some limbs off. Just a big camp bush knife that you can just throw in your pocket. The triad lock on this is absolutely going to be the most robust lock you are ever going to find on the market. It's just... You're never going to find anything better. It is as close to a fixed blade as you're going to get. It is ambidextrous. The back lock on it is, the back lock on a triad lock is amazing. And it just sits in pocket beautifully, like you saw in that little clip that I put up earlier. I can't say, there's so many good things about this that I just never expected to find on this. And then, like I said, just even as big as it is, it's still comfortable to use. It really is very, very comfortable to use and to carry. And I mean, I had to lift the camera up well above where we usually have it to even make sure we had it all in frame and all in video. So I have to say, as much as I love it, there are going to be a couple things that I have to say I'm not such a big fan of. One of them is something that's going to correct itself over time. But let's flip this around and do flip side of the knife, flip side of the story, and look at some of those little negative things. Okay, so just some things here. First off, if you've got weak hands, just not a me thing, I don't have a problem with this, but if you have weak hands, the triad lock is going to be problematic for you until that spring breaks in. You are going to have problems disengaging the lock, and I mean, it is very stiff on this lock, or on this particular knife, because it is so large. So triad locks are notoriously very, very strong and hard to disengage. You may want to use the side of your thumb as opposed to the pad of your thumb to do that. The next thing, this is very sharp. I'm going to correct this. So if you like to thumb roll, and even for me with like very calloused thumbs, the jimping where it meets the end there is a little sharper than I want it. I think I'm going to run a hone across that and just knock that edge off, or toss it in and stone wash it like the rest of the blade and just knock those hard edges off, I think that would take care of a lot of that. The next thing, the pocket clip is great. The pocket clip is great, but you're going to run into the problem where this textured G10 with the tension of this pocket clip is going to tear up pockets. As you can see, I took a piece of sandpaper and underneath this pocket clip area, I knocked off the texturing. It's not gonna affect pocket retention and things like that, but what it is going to do is it's going to make it a lot more friendly on pockets, because the Cold Steel's G10, their textured G10, has notoriously been hard. I mean, you can file your fingernails on it. It's historically been very, very rough on pockets. It really has. And then the final thing, and it's nothing against the knife itself. It's against what I'm about to say is not the knife itself, because the knife is amazing. But a lot of people try to categorize this as a defensive knife. And I think it's just a little too unwieldy. It's a little too large. It's going to cause problems for most people for self-defense. Because like I said, I'm 6'3" and I wear XXL gloves. This is a big knife. I still love it, but I don't think that it's going to fit the role for a self-defense style item, as well as they like to play it out in their videos and things like that. It's an amazing knife. I think something more like this T-Kel Night Guard, is much more nimble and it's going to be much more easy to use and utilize in a defensive role than something big like this. Now, there are some people that I'm going to guarantee are like, oh, well, I trained to fight with this specific knife, and that's fine. I agree if that's something you want. I think that this is going to be something that's more going to appeal to someone that works on a farm or a ranch that needs a big knife for specific tasks. And I think it's brilliant at that. And I absolutely love it. I do like big knives. And like I said, Lynn Thompson and Cold Steel and everyone that has told me for years I was wrong about this knife, an apology. I owe you all an apology. Is it a yup or a nut? It is a yup all day. Where is it at? Pull the pin on one of these. Use the links down below because you want to try one of these. So guys, with that being said, let's turn this around. We'll do some final thoughts and send you out about your day. Yeah, there you go, guys. I am absolutely amazed by this knife. It does still have, there's a lot of shortcomings and things that I just can't put into day-to-day use. But as far as being such a comfortable carry for such a large knife and being just as functional as it is at this freaking size, just is amazing to me. And to those of you that have told me for years I was wrong, I apologize for being so stubborn. So I will put a purchase link, like I said in the video, I'll put a purchase link to this down below so you can pick one up on your own. Absolutely recommend this over the other version. I think that this is just going to be a better version. So guys, there you go. If you like the videos, give them a thumbs up. If you don't like them, give them a thumbs down. Best thing you can do for the channel. Make sure you are subscribed and make sure that you are leaving comments respectfully. If you want to support the channel financially, tons of affiliate links down below. Blade HQ, Knives Ship Free, GP Knives, Vosteed Knives, all kinds of affiliate links down below, the Olight links and things like that. They support the channel. Most importantly, the Amazon link. If you're using that Amazon store, it supports the channel. You're going to do the shopping there anyway. None of those cost you anything at checkout. As a matter of fact, Coffee Brand Coffee and Tempered Trail, those links down below have a 10% discount built into them. Great American small businesses. I also can save you 10% with coupon code crazysharp at KATSU Knives, Fair & Forge Knife Works, and Rosecraft Blades. If you're going to buy knives, use that discount code there. You can support the channel by joining the membership. You get early access to videos. I do member-only videos and things like that. And I also have got a public Discord down below where it says join the community. You can reach out to me there through the DM function if you want to see if I want to review a knife. Reach out to me. We can get things figured out so you can ship things to me. And you can just ask simple questions. And I'll make announcements there about new discounts that I may be having available. Guys, that's it on this one. I love you all. Keep it clean in the comment section. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. And I will see you in the next amazing video.